Hello and welcome back to the channel. Hey you guys, what is going on? Some of you already know the answer to that question, right? You already know what I mean when I say what is going on. But right now there is a sharp decline in China's population. I wonder why. Now, you know, many years ago they had this one-child rule. And that one-child rule resulted in a lot of their female babies being, disposed of, pretty much, allegedly. But anyway, there's a different set of circumstances right now. There's a different set of circumstances. Their population has declined sharply. So why is there a sharp decline in China's population? Was it the juice that they took? What do you think? Anyway, we're going to get into some of the details. Of course, there's always reasons that don't point to the truth in many cases. So, they said China's population falls for the first time since 1961. Interesting, huh? Says the population in 2022 was 1.4 billion. And listen, y'all, their population fell by 850,000 from 2021. Does that fall within a particular time frame that you all can remember? Anyone have any idea what time frame that falls within? We're talking about from 2022 and the year before, 2021. The population fell by 850,000. Now, that's almost 1 million people, y'all. Now, of course, they're saying China's birth rates have been declining for years, prompting a slew of policies to try to slow the trend. It says, but 7 years ago, after scrapping the one-child policy, it has entered that one official described as an era of negative population growth. So, even with that, they're not saying that it's because of, any type of juice they took, but even birth rates were affected by those who may have taken the juice. You know what I mean? Even birth rates. So could that be the reason those who went to sleep entered into their eternal sleep, and those babies that would have been born that were not because someone was unable to produce? Now, see what I'm trying to say here? It says the birth rate in 2022 was also down from 7.52 in 2021, according to China's National Bureau of Statistics, which released the figures on Tuesday. In comparison, in 2021, the United States recorded 11.06 births, 1,000 people, and the UK 10.8 births. The birth rate for the same year in India, which is poised to overtake China as the world's most populous country. So India is going to replace China, it seems, which theirs is 16.42. So what they are saying, y'all, listen to this. It says the deaths also outnumbered the births for the first time last year in China. Deaths also outnumbered births for the first time last year in China. Says the country logged its highest death rate since 1976. 7.37 deaths per 1,000 people, up from 7.18 the previous year. So even the previous year, they saw a large number of deaths. Interesting how that time frame falls right smack dab in the middle of something else that was happening all over the world. It says earlier government data had heralded a demographic crisis which would, in the long run, shrink China's labor force and increase the burden of health care and other social security costs. Now, why would that increase the burden of health care? Are y'all planning on having a bunch of sick folk for some reason or another? Results from a once-a-decade census announced in 2021 showed China's population growing at its slowest pace in decades. Populations are also shrinking and aging in other East Asian countries such as Japan and South Korea. This trend is going to continue, perhaps worsen after COVID. Notice they're attributing it to, the thing, but not to the juice. Isn't that something? No one wants to talk about all aspects of it. But anyway. This is according to Yu Su, a principal economist at the Economist Intelligence Unit. Ms. Su is among experts who expect China's population to shrink further through 2023. The high youth unemployment rate and weakness in income expectations could delay marriage and childbirth plans further, dragging down the number of new births, she added. And the death rate in 2023, listen to this, y'all, is likely to be higher than it was pre-pandemic due to infection, she said. Ain't that something? Infections? China has seen a surge of cases since it abandoned its zero-C policy last month. Okay, so again, nobody is saying it has anything to do with no juice, but that it is because of the C. Y'all, right there, CV-19 infections. Y'all see that right there? So, continuing on, it says China's population trends over the years have been largely shaped by controversial one-child policy, which was introduced in 1979 to slow population growth. Families that violated the rules were fined and, in some cases, even lost jobs. In a culture that historically favors boys over girls, the policy had also led to forced abortions and a reportedly skewed gender ratio from the 1980s. Okay, the policy was scrapped in 2016, and married couples were allowed to have 2 children. In recent years, the Chinese government also offered tax breaks and better maternal health care, among other incentives, to reverse or at least slow the falling birth rate. But these policies did not lead to a sustained increase in the births. Some experts say this is because policies that encourage childbirth were not accompanied by efforts to ease the burden of child care, such as more help for working mothers or access to education. So at first they were like, hey, we got to stop having all these kids. Now they're like, hey, we'll help you if you do have more. Ain't that something? This all correlates to the Bible's prophecy. Biblical prophecy tells you that 2/3 of the earth's population is going to vanish away. So in October 2022, Chinese President Xi Jinping made boosting birth rates a priority. Mr. Xi said in a once-in-5-year Communist Party Congress in Beijing that his government would pursue a proactive national strategy in response to the country's aging population. Apart from dishing out incentives to have children, China should also improve gender equality in households and workplaces, said Busar Rawan, Tira Wichitan, whatever, director of the National University of Singapore Center for Family and Population Research. So I find it very interesting, y'all. Years ago, China was trying to stop parents from having more than one child. Now they're trying to push policies that will encourage you to have more. But While we're talking about the sharp decline in China's population, they're trying to point to something that, you know, the world experienced, but they don't want to talk about the possibility of the Jews being a part of that. Nobody wants to talk about the possibilities of the Jews. You can only say so much on that, right? You can only say so much. But who are we to question what the Most High has allowed? It's not that we're questioning per se. We are just taking note that things that have been biblically spoken, biblical prophecy, they are unfolding quickly right before our eyes, and it's happening faster than we could have ever imagined. You could not have told me when I was a teenager that this stuff would happen within my lifetime. It is what it is. This is one of those get ready scenarios. You see this stuff happening. Do not go to sleep. Don't get stuck in the Matrix or La La Land. Don't get stuck in either one. But stay woke, stay attentive, and stay on top of biblical prophecy. It is unfolding faster than when we first believed. Anyway, I am done with the story. As always, leave your comments, keeping it tight and right. But until next time, I'm out. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.